Hello everyone, welcome to a new process video. I'm working on 6x8 pocket page layout here for Vienna. This is the National Library. That's where these photos are from right now. And as you can see, I have some things going here. I actually made this in the Project Life app. I just chose this as a background, typed some words in, some other phrases at the same time, printed them out and cut them, because I couldn't really find anything that said exactly what I wanted it to say. I do have some stamps that have books on them and are about reading, and I may incorporate some of those. But I wanted a good phrase, and so I chose this one. I originally picked out this paper to have as the background behind this photo, but now that I see it, I don't like it. It's not the same red as this. It doesn't really go with anything else. So I think I might ditch it. And I know I have some papers that are kind of a gray silver, and some even have foil on them. I know I have those somewhere. So I think I'm going to pull those out and see if maybe I can match the photos just a little bit better. Okay, so I have pulled out my gray and silver options here from my paper. So I'm just going to go through these and see if I can find anything that I like that might work well with these photos. All right, I have selected some that, just at first glance I thought might work. So I have a couple that do have foil, and then I have some others that are more flat, no foil, but have a design. So I think I'm going to separate them first into the foil options, and it's going to go behind here, so I just want to see what it might look like. Now I do like that option, and I actually could cut it here and use another one here so that they would match. It's a little busy, but I do like that foil, so I'm going to keep that as a contender. And let's try this one. When I look at these two, this seems much more traditional and old world Europe than this. This seems a little too modern, so I think I'm going to ditch that one. Now let's try this one. This is darker. That's not bad, actually. It's darker than this, but I like that. It sets it off a little bit. I'm going to keep that one. And I don't know why I pulled this, because as soon as I held it up there, I could see, like, it's way too modern. This is too subway tile-y, whatever you want to call it. That's not going to work. This one is actually very light. I think it's almost too light. If I added something to it, maybe not. I'm not ready to throw that one yet. I'm going to keep it and just see. And then this one, I kind of like that background, but I think maybe it's a little too distracting with everything else. So that's going to be a no. I did find another element I want to use in this lower pocket, and also maybe here. I have this doily that I absolutely love. It's got yellow in it. This was from a Cocoa Daisy kit, if I remember correctly. There is a little yellow here, and in the subsequent layout that will show through the other side a little bit, also has yellow. So if I could incorporate this, that would be awesome. When I see it on here, I think it might work. When I see it on here, I think it might work. When I see it here, I think it's too light. So not only are the pictures fairly light against it, but so is the yellow. So I am going to ditch that one. So now I'm down to these two. I just have to figure out which I like better. So after much internal debate, I think I'm going with this combination. So I will need to cut this down to a 4x6 and then figure out how I'm going to arrange the doily behind the photo. I cut 2 pieces of 4x6 out of there because I do want to back this photo in the same paper, and then I'll do something else over there. And I'm thinking I may just cut this in half and use half here, half over there somehow, and then it'll really bring that yellow together. Then I'm going to have to figure out where am I putting this, probably over here. And then I'm wondering, do I work in another yellow element up here just so I have a visual triangle? I didn't really have that planned, so I don't know what I have that might go, but I'm certainly willing to try. But for now, I'm going to start with this card and see if I can get this all pieced together somehow. I cut down the doily, placed it where I wanted it. Here's the piece that I have left that will go on the other side here. And then I think I'm going to just tuck this in right here. I do have a little excess at the end. I originally thought when I was making these, oh, that'll leave me room for a staple, but I don't really want that here. I want to just tuck it under there like so, and then it does leave me room to stamp here or do some mist or something. So I am going to put that down just so that it's, whoops, so that it's done, and I can move on to the next step. I'm just going to tuck it under there right about there, I think. I like that it overlaps the edge of the doily a little bit there. All right. It also leaves me space here where I could put washi there. I could stamp maybe vertically or something. So I do like that. I'm going to leave it for now though, and then I'm going to figure out how to place this one. I kind of like the idea of having them a little opposite maybe. So perhaps putting the doily like so, more to the upper right, and then overlapping this way or something like this. I don't know, but I like the idea of them being somewhat opposite. So I'm going to play around with that and then I'll come back. For this side, I decided to keep my original idea of kind of placing this in the upper right, a little off center there. But then I placed my photo a little bit differently. I have it more to the left, and then there's just a sliver of paper here so that you can see that background paper underneath it, and then it'll sit like this in the book. So they're not perfectly across from each other. They're a little off, which I like. So I am pleased with that. Now I have to figure out what the heck am I going to do with the rest of this dead space that I have, and what can I add up here. If I add anything, I'm wondering if it should be kind of down here because I have lots of dead space, or right up here because same issue. There's just not really anything happening here that I need to see, so I could cover it up with something. Okay, so I have picked out some washi, and I don't know how this is going to work, but I'm going to give it a whirl. I'm thinking I will double up somehow with these two colors because this has a darker, more mustard tone to it, and this has the very light yellow, similar to the doily. So I'm hoping that between all of that and this, it will blend together. Now I just have to figure out, am I going to put it on this photo or this photo? All right, I have placed some washi, and I like it. So I went with the thicker strip here, and then the very, very light yellow on top, and then the opposite here, this first, then this below. And I really like how it looks, so I'm going to leave those. And then I do think I need some stamping. So my next task is to figure out what phrases do I have that would work here, and then do I want to go like in a very dark gray or just go black? We'll see. I've decided to use at least one stamp from this set. This is a collaboration between Brandy Kincaid and Feed Your Craft, and I want to use this one that says so many books, so little time, because that's how I felt in here. Like I could have moved in here just to the library and been totally fine. I love libraries, I love books, and this in particular is probably the most beautiful library I've ever seen in all my life. So this was my favorite thing that I saw in Vienna. So I want to use that one, and I think maybe I'm just going to do it like down here in the corner, slightly offset from the washi, kind of down here a little bit. Over here, don't know, haven't figured that out yet, but I can start with this. I didn't think I had used that stamp before. It looked like it was still brand new, so I seasoned it, and then I did a test run. So there's my sample, and I like the coverage. So I'm going to re-ink here, and then I think I just got ink on my thumb. I did. The joys of being a scrapbooker. All right, so I've re-inked, and I think I want to do it right down here. Should I do it here or here? Nope, in the lower right. There we go. Perfect. I love it. I've decided to use another stamp from that set, and it says Carpe Librum. So I'm going to re-ink now. I did season it and get it ready and did a test run, and I think I want it right. Ooh, is that going to fit there? My plan was to do it right above here, but it'll run off into the doily and it won't look good over there. Maybe I should do it here. I said perhaps I'd do vertical stamping. Now here I am going to do it. All right, there it is. So I have two done, and then do I need something more in this upper left. Let's see. I could stamp directly on the photo with something, couldn't I? I could. I'm going to think about that and then I'll be back. So all of the stamps I've ended up using are from this same set. I decided to use the one that says A Good Story, and I have used that one before, so I don't need to season it. I can just stamp it and go. I am using Stays-On though, because this is a glossy finish, so it's a slightly slick surface, and my intent is to put it right there. We'll see how it goes. All right, I stamped, and as you can see, it did not come out perfectly, but it stamped well enough that I think I can live with it. So that's what it's going to look like there. And do I need anything else? You know what? I think I might want like a little rhinestone here or some enamel dots or something. So hang on. I pulled out a bunch of my enamel dots. I've got a huge stack over here, some more over there, and I found these in there. Clearly, I haven't used a lot of them. I've only used this one. These are from the Now and Then line for my mind's eye. These are quite old, so I'm glad I'll finally be able to use them. I'm going to pull out the gray for sure and maybe even work in this kind of murky mustardy gray somewhere. I don't know, but since it says Library Love, I thought the hearts would be appropriate. I have placed the hearts and I decided to just stick with the gray. So I've got 2 there, 1 there, 2 there. So I have a total of 5, an odd number, and they go in a visual triangle, which I love. So I'm not going to put them in the pockets. I'm just going to line them up and see what I think. But yeah, I think that one is done. I have to admit I was a little afraid to do this one because I love these photos so much and I loved the location so much, but I'm really pleased with the way this came out. So now I don't have so much fear to go on and do the rest of them. So thanks for watching with me today, everyone.